Hi everybody, Tom here, and I'll be just working on the Carpoon Monster Truck boss today. But first, I'll compile and show a quick update. We got Santa hats in the game yesterday. I drew a Santa hat. I didn't even mirror the frames. It's this. I had to draw all the frames going around, so it's about 16. It took a very long time, and I also put the cheese hat in. And I'll show another one after that. So I'm going to just rename Steamworks so I don't get that compiler error on virtual machine settings. And I'll show it. And Carpoon right now in the Steam winter sale is 50% off. I don't think I'll go that low again for quite some time. Probably not until, oh, I'm not sure, at least for half a year. I think if I do add more content in, it does sort of increase the value of Carpoon. All right, almost compiled here. It's always a bit slower the first time, and the file size of Carpoon went up from adding the boss music in. I might go in and remove some of the graphics, but let me see here. I'll have to change the default monitor after. Another thing too, I changed the default setting was it changed to a stationary camera. It's kind of hard to tell until like somebody gets a new version due to the save data. So this fixed camera now is off by default. It's not as good, I find, compared to the dynamic one, but I want an option for people who might get motion sick easily. Like I found out while testing, like, well, some people get motion sick only while in VR games or first-person shooter games. Even a 2D game with the camera going around, people can get sick. Oh no! I went into default mode. I'm not even used to the hats yet. So we always had the Scarlet hat. This one. But now you can get a Santa hat. You get a cheese hat. I'll probably add them more from time to time. People like customizing their character. That's a small option. So probably if I had that and changing the harpoon, that would be enough. Let's see here. Yeah, and scaling the hats. I thought I fixed it at one point, but maybe it was lost when I was running into those compiling issues about a couple weeks after launching. And they scale properly too. But on to the boss soon. Oh my god, I missed everybody. Sorry. Hello, Antonio, and hello, HPR Shredder. How are you doing? Are you all set for Christmas? I'm rusty at this. I only have 2 monitors. One of them was covered by Carpoon briefly. No, thank you for dropping by. Hat hype. Yeah, I finally put in the cheese hat from all that time ago, and I drew a Santa hat yesterday. Oh, that's great. No, I guess you are almost ready for Christmas and maybe ready for upcoming 12-month video streak. And Antonio, that's a good idea. I'm going to try to get a couple of projects done here, including this boss. Oh, am I not? Am I still? My screen is funny. It still shows starting soon. I'm like, I'm definitely talking. So I'm assuming you can see me, but maybe not. And, and no, that's good. Yeah, I'll finish this boss. I hope to finish that video soon that I'm working on, and I'll show you a quick look at game. I don't want to call it game two, but a game I was working on. My friend who can't program, but he did all the graphics. Okay, well, thank you, Antonio. I'm like, YouTube changed their backends. Maybe it doesn't update. Oh, hello, Skina. Thank you. No, I was a little bit busy the last couple weeks because the free Japanese class I go to. Well, I guess nothing is truly free, but there was like one day they were kind of like, you should go to this magic show with us. I'm like, okay. It was kind of neat and fun. But then the last weekend they had sort of a year-end party, and I had to sing Jingle Bells. I had to sing. Uh, so I sang Jingle Bells, but in English, fortunately, not in Japanese. And I helped my friend do a magic trick where we joked we were going to cut. He was going to cut me in half, but insurance wouldn't cover it. He had figured out a magic trick by himself from the previous week, so we did that. But no, yeah, just trying to work on a boss. I hope to release the boss within the next 2 weeks during the Steam Winter Sale, and I had a Japanese class finish. So hopefully just trying to get more projects done. Well, I hope you've been doing well over there. And yes, I have to catch up on some waiting for Nintendo episodes. They've been getting longer. It's like darn. So I'll ask if you, I was wondering if you were able to try. So I know Antonio did, but if you've tried Carpoon on Mac yet, but if not, I hope you get to try it during the holidays. We know there is like 3 or 4 bugs to finish. If I do update those bugs later, I might release Carpoon on Mac to the world, even though it's not the biggest audience. The Silk Song news. Silk Song news was they had a big, they announced DLC for next year, I believe. I don't know if it was free or not. I want to flip all the screens around for a second. Hold on. So GameMaker shows up here first. Well, that's great. It's free. It's on sale right now during the winter sale too, which is maybe bad for me unless people bundle in Carpoon with their cart. Okay, so let's see dots how it's coming along. It might be a bit loud. No, that's nice. Between that, Deltarune, many other games I'm forgetting about. There are a few I'm going to probably pick up during the Steam Winter Sale. Although Deltarune, I'm torn because I could get it on Switch to continue my save file. Maybe I can get that over to Switch 2. Yeah, I do have Switch 2 now. I beat the classic Metroid Prime 4, which Antonio, did you beat it yet? I wanted to see for my own eyes what it was like. See, Sea of Sorrow. What it's like when you're fighting each boss. Okay, so Metroid Prime 4, I liked probably 2/3 of it, but I did not like the motorbike sections most of all. Real quick, this game is based off a simple game where you draw dots on a piece of paper and you fill squares. So this is the other one I was just working on probably about 5 days in at this point. And it was very hard to put a CPU line in. So yeah, Metroid Prime 4. The actual worst part of the NPCs was what they showed in previews. I was wondering if that was Nintendo doing almost like a revealing the Wii's name strategy, where they try to get the bad news out there first, and maybe in a way too, like people talk about the game more and are more aware of it. And oh yeah, before the holiday break, I will not talk past that boss, Antonio. I will not spoil it for you. And so basically, the second world, I'd say, you kind of notice, which is the motorbike factory, that it's not like a traditional Metroid layout. It's more like a pizza tower Wario layout, where you're going in, you're getting something, you're coming out in these smaller zones. And while I think it was neat for them to connect it, like neat for them to try something different, almost more like missions, then you have the whole you lose the connectiveness of a Metroid world, which is probably easier for them to develop it. But at first I was thinking, is a motorbike a last minute tacked on thing? But no, it was not, because they have a whole area dedicated to making it. Yeah, but much like the sea in Wind Waker the first time around, I wish there was more to do there. I wish the home base was not in the forest area that was teased, that gave us hope in the early trailers. Oh yeah, I'll let the CPU do a line here. It'll play itself. I think this will be faster. Let's see. How fast will it be? About 5 seconds. So that area, I wish it was more in the sand. Like, put it right in front of the place Frozen in Time in the center, so it'd be super easy to visit it. Because what happened, I didn't visit it enough. And at the end, they were telling me one guy was in one place and I should talk to him. But I was there on home base and you turn around and he's right there, because I didn't go back enough to push the story forward. And depending on your taste, another character who's kind of like a 90s movie sort of side character, he might be a little annoying to you later on. When one set of NPCs, like one's charming, but depending on your taste, one might be too much in your face. So, but for the most part, the NPCs, like that Miles character, he doesn't bug you at all. He's just basically Adam later on, giving you advice. And it's weird though, you get a gun upgrade and you have to go back to him. You can't just use the gun upgrade right away. It's a bit of a delay. I'll say the bosses up to where Antonio are great. Where Antonio is, I found a couple of bosses don't give as good feedback for reacting to different things. Like, there's a few puzzles where something might make perfect sense how to do it, but you can only do it the one way they programmed. Kind of like with psychic abilities and, let's say, using the ice beam in a couple places. So yeah, it did have the grind at the end, like the original Metroid Prime did. I think one thing, they could have let you collect these parts earlier when you found them, but they made it so you could only get them at the end and bring them back. So that's too bad. And it's like, do we need to pad games at this point? Like, perhaps Nintendo towards the end of the Switch generation was really like making games longer, like Tears of the Kingdom. So maybe they felt the same strategy with Metroid Prime 4. I really wish the motorbike was just Samus's ship, even if it was flying around on the world, but I don't know. I guess that's harder. And what was hilarious, the Brandon in chat, he had joked it should have been a hover bike for the motorbike, but then there is a hover bike later, but it's not great. It is kind of good in one area, but it just doesn't move around a lot. It's kind of stiff, like the motorbike. And it makes me wonder later, did Nintendo put in the motorbike solely because it'd be a cool toy to sell? I hope not, but then thinking about it, like I bought a ton of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid because I liked them. And yeah, that was all because of marketing and selling toys. So it could be Nintendo's strategy for like optional DLC. First Silex, very whimsical with the Morph Ball battle. You'll get a few Morph Ball boss battles later, and they are, I don't know, it's not as, it's only something can be done in Metroid, but they aren't imposing in the top-down Morph Ball view. It's too bad they couldn't do like a third-person Morph Ball. Anyway, those are some thoughts on Metroid Prime 4. I was thinking, I was thinking of like you could, if it was a Dave Letterman top 10 list, you could do like 10 nice things about Metroid Prime 4, but towards the end they would just be like, well, Miles, no, I can't say it. I can't say it. That'd be a spoiler, but you could have like nice things. The Viola amiibo makes you change the color and some texture of the bike. Yeah. Well, I think the one people are going raveling about was what was it? The Silex amiibo or whatever. The one that if you scan everything 100%, you get it for music. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that might not be true. There's a lot of things that happen now, which I noticed starting with Pal World, where people just were making up stuff about it using AI that can catch fire and seem true, but it's important to check your sources. Let's Amiibo 100% scanning. Let's see what AI says, unfortunately. I didn't look at... Oh, darn it. Yeah. I didn't look into a lot of things not to be spoiled. I can tell you I have not seen what what doing 100% of things will do. So we'll stop looking into that so we don't know. I don't think I'm going to go back and try for 100% though. I might try for going around the world more, but not for more items. Anyway. Let me show the boss. No, but thank you for dropping by. I do hope to play either Blaster Master or Battletoads next. Once this boss is done. if Battletoads, if I try it and I can get through the turbo tunnel, then I'll know I don't need a CRT for it. And I'll try to beat it on a stream. I think that would be fun. I got to the rat boss as a kid. I wasn't stuck in the turbo tunnel, so got pretty far. I probably couldn't get back to the rat boss today. Another kind of neat news, I might get to be at a table for GameMaker during Bit Summit in May, depending on how that goes. That'll be a neat experience. I've never actually shown a game during an expo, which I think I'll lose my voice within 4 hours. So I'll have to bring lozenges. Yeah, I think Battletoads, like, what's neat about it is the variety it mixes up, like how it changes up things, which ironically, Kevin Bayless, the artist, he only wanted to do the brawling part. I think its legacy is propped up just by other Rare games. But I think it's just the cartoony characters and stuff bring it up. So I think you're probably right. It's more on the higher end. I think it's like rated higher than what it actually is. So it just depends on that or Blaster Master. Blaster Master is fun for me because that's one where I struggled with as a kid. And I checked a video recently and I did not get very far. I got like a third through the game. So that's one where it's like, well, can I do better today? He just wanted to do brawling, might have been a better game. Yeah. There's one thing from Battletoads though that I might throw in as a Carpoon mini game. They're, you know, when they're going down that, I guess it's like a chasm or like a vertical shaft on ropes. I'm considering doing something like that for a Carpoon mini game, kind of like a mixture of that and Earthworm Jim 2 when you're fighting the guy who's like snot and his bungee cord is all snot and you're trying to like, you're bumping into him and as he bumps into spikes, his rope starts breaking and so does yours. I'm thinking of that as a Carpoon bonus game along with surfing. I'm considering like I have to make a new game, but some of my friends, they wanted a single player mode to Carpoon, like a couple of bonus games and 3 bosses might be an easy way to do it. And like some super light story with the lore. Okay, let's take a look at this boss. I'll show you what it's been at. Yeah. It's also like, I think like it is something people can buy right now. If I make a new game, you know, probably 2 years. Although maybe I'm smart enough to make a small game like Carpoon Tactics that can be done in 6 months, which is Carpoon Junior. I do want to try the different prototypes though. I have a idea for one based off Tetris DS's push mode that I want to try. I think that one could be pretty fun, but puzzle games don't do well, so probably my idea more off like a Zelda style, but with jumping like Blaster Master. Well, jumping, but in a Blaster Master type look. And I think there's a UFO 50 game like it too. That one could be more fun. Carpoon Deluxe. Yeah, I would. It's tempting just to call it Super Carpoon, but people expect Super Nintendo for that. No, I like Carpoon Junior though if it's a Playdate / other Steam game. No, but I have that. I have the arcade video of me playing Jamba Safari to finish up. I have Carpoon Crashers, that character to finish up, and trying that Godot game. So many small projects to do. Although 3 of those that I just listed don't make any money, but it's just fun to do. Okay, so here's the monster truck boss now. I just made the lines red just to see them. The depth sorting isn't quite perfect. I slowed him down so I could drag him, and he has to go faster at times. I'm thinking that when he jumps, like I might drop cars down for him to jump, and he'll jump and he'll kind of go flat with the tires out, and it'll be super easy to drag him then. But while doing this, it's kind of a battle against inheritance, because he's just set over, he's like a framework over a regular car like these guys. And sometimes there's different things to battle with that happen. But so far, adding a state machine for him, it's been pretty good. Oh. Once I get it all done, I'll see time, and I might draw the different frames for the tires. I was thinking, Hayden, like how you said about the car revving music, or like the car revving sounds for the trailer. When he revs up, like he should be stopping. He should stop and aim, which is broken now. But at that point, that'd be a great time to put in engine revving sounds. But the other day I got it working, so there's music. There's now a victory jingle that Peach did, or is in the process of finishing, but I have a draft version in now. And I think it's four hits at the moment, but it'll be 3 in the end. Probably can't hear the jingle, but it's there. And then it goes back to the other music. So he'll probably be at the end. I might make it dark, and I'm considering zooming off screen and like jumping in and bringing back how he bursts out of this brick wall. I think the jingle is looping. Nope. Might be. I'll have to check that later. But that's it. So oh yes, I was thinking the announcement post will be Like a Boss with Andy Samberg. That was a good music video. Let's check his points right now. Let's make sure he's 100 points. So Antonio, you've been playing Metroid Prime 4 still when you've had time. Hayden, have you been playing anything recently? Or have you been in the trenches of work? Yeah, they are red. They are red googly eyes. I'm considering, do you remember the PlayStation 2 effect where like in Gran Turismo or Metal Gear, like all the lights left kind of a trail to have it like a red trail behind them, but that'll only be if it's at night. That would probably be like particles that I just draw over it, and it'll look fine. Although it'll be a bit weird when it turns like this, because then the particles might jump quickly. There might have to be some lerp in there. Okay. I think I'll probably also ask my friend if I can borrow his Famicom, or if I can get one again. That's one thing I want to do. I didn't pack mine up and bring it this time because I got busy seeing people when I had a chance. It's also not fun going in an attic, especially when there's nails coming out of the roof. I guess over here I'm continuing on Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'd say I'm about halfway through. Not considering it as collecting all the bananas in the game. Gotta wear a helmet. Yeah, I usually wear a hat or something. It gives a little bit more warding. Definitely like lifting my head up, I don't go quickly. Oh, for this monster truck too, I just made all the tires individually for the depth sorting. That seemed like the easiest way to go. Earlier on when I was doing this, they were just drawn as sprites for this one object, but I was like, I don't want to deal with sorting them. Okay. Points might be done later on too, but we'll get it done for testing. It's probably a score, so I'll search for core. Yeah. When I was struggling with dragging the monster truck easily, I thought it was something with the physics settings, but it was actually because I set the weight immediately with the script and I didn't realize it. Okay, 100 points. I'm thinking too that every time you crush him, he might be worth points. You might get like maybe we'll give 20 points every time you crush him. I think that'll be a good indication to people that he's being damaged. So let's do that right now. Coming off Metroid Prime 4, and the most frustrating part is not knowing if I'm damaging a boss or not. Let's not have that in Carpoon. That's the advantage of playing some games that aren't perfect. You get hints at what you like and don't like or what needs to be done in the game. Because if the game's perfect, it's kind of like a defenseman in hockey. You just don't notice them. I haven't programmed this in 8 hours. What do I have to do? I think yesterday was a great example of game development taking time, where it was the entire day to add in a Santa hat. But the whole hat framework being there now, it'll be easy to add more hats in the future. Okay. I'm looking for an alarm timer when it runs out of time. I don't see it here. I think I'll find out. It's in the Crusher code. So search for this. This will have when it finds it. It's one downside to not having everything in one place. I should probably leave myself more notes. I felt bad for my friend when he was compiling on Mac because he did it and he had to look up the Steam variable. And he's like, there's just so many files. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh, okay. Oh, it's probably related to the health. Yeah, that's it. This is supposed to be an easy way to get started. Let's get the ball rolling, though. It'll be okay. And speaking of projects earlier, I found out that Adam Saltzman, who made Corgi Space, which is basically like his own mini UFO 50, he's running a game jam for that right now. So that's tempting. Okay, there it is. I had a script for hurting the monster truck. So if the health is greater than 0, we can add score here. So that's another script. Okay, so I have something called my last player truck here because if a player lets go of the truck or the vehicle just before crushing it, it there's no direct car grappling it to tell the score. So I just keep a variable to make it so it remembers that for like let's say 2 seconds. It still gives that player points because much like players jumping before they hit the ground again, you need a buffer there. It's the same thing with letting go of the vehicle before crushing it. People play games in all sorts of ways. Sometimes it's easy just to write, like I could have just wrote 20 here, but then if I come back to it later, I'm like, what's that 20 about? And I have to go into the script and find out. I hope that's his check for last player truck being no one. Yeah, it does. It should be okay. So much like a John Romero talk I listened to recently. Let's check this out right now. Well, it's still fresh and easy to fix. Let's see, one big advantage of Godot or a much smaller project is that Godot will compile in less than 10 seconds. GameMaker's not bad on a smaller project. This one's just gotten fairly large from the years of me working on it. It's not bad there. It's a lot longer though if it's compiling natively to be slightly faster. That's more like 5 minutes. Oh, let's get this on a hat. I wanted to draw the Santa hat kind of moving in the wind, but I couldn't get the look quite right. And I was like, let me just do this hat first and see how long it takes. Oh, it gave me gave me 120 points there. I think it gave me I think I got 2 hits in. That's bad. Okay, you can't see the game. Oh, thank you, Antonio. I'll keep an eye on that. I can tell you it wasn't seeing it. I'll leave OBS open so I see. It's like, this is so entertaining. I hope the whole world sees it. Oh yeah, that was that was from advertising the game on sale. I don't think I need to keep that in there. Yeah, 38% off. Well, it's 50% off now. Somewhere along the line, it's just going and grabbing its normal score to add. Oh, it's maybe getting its color. Like, I'll have to program it so it shows up in the car pile. That'll be something to do later. Like with hats, I was thinking, should the hats show in the player select screen? Like, that would be a ton of work. Let's see here. Oh, stun stars. That's something I can do. Today. Yeah, 50%. 100%. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I just wanted to try it to hopefully hit that 10 reviews before the end of the year. Get more people playing it. Because with Steam, if it's not being recommended to people, unless I'm doing social media, people don't find out about it. And it becomes a dead game. Okay, so graphics for end screen. take a quick look here, then I'll go back to the stun stars. So we just need to find the score to add normally, and we'll take a look if it's showing up here. Okay. Oh, I made it score to add B. Okay, nothing here. So where are you getting those points from? Menduxai. This is like a streamer getting stuck on a puzzle game. All right, well, I think I'll probably, this is going to be one of those problems where I come back to it later and it'll be super obvious. So sometimes it's like that. It's like you want to fix it right then and there, but it's like just come back to it a bit later and it'll be super obvious. I do know of a super hacky way to fix it, though. I can show you. 0. Then go to here, and it's basically duct tape. Make it 100 when he's dead. Yeah. It could even be up there, but oh, it's an inheritance issue. What's happening is he's probably being crushed in enemy car, which should be here. And that is just pulling his normal points. So probably my solution will fix it. Yeah. So that's kind of the issue I run into with how things are set up. Okay, stun stars. Well, let's just see if that works. And we'll see. Get a bit of peace of mind. Not the ideal way to do it, but if there's only 3 bosses in the end, that shouldn't be too bad. Also thinking of Carpoon hard mode, thanks to one player playing it and having it go on forever, where you don't get time. You don't get time extensions unless you crush cars. So right now, if you make it to the end of the round, there's Carpoon. If you make it to the end of the round, it's like a set time extension. In a hard mode, you'd only get time, I guess, based off a percentage of cars you defeated that round, or each one gives you 5 seconds or something. Antonio, probably it wasn't showing earlier because I swapped the main display screen for GameMaker to show up on, so it wasn't. So it's showing on my display up top and not my laptop screen. Probably OBS would have to restart in order to keep that. Hello, Oscar. How you doing? We are not talking about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond the Mines today for Antonio, if you have gotten past that point. Oh, that's good. Okay. Excellent, only 20 points. Hacky, Hacky solution fixed it. Whoa. He also can't, he's kind of pushing the player too far away. The range should be a bit less and maybe not quite as much. Let's make sure we don't get, so it should be 150 points. He was stronger before, and sometimes it would push a player out of the map. Oh, right. I have it in 4 hits right now. I'll change that back to 3. Yeah, it works. Excellent. Yeah, the jingle plays twice. I think I accidentally made the jingle loop. Let's fix that. So I added a delay. I just made an object for it because I ran out of timers. And this will delay a 1.5 seconds. Then the jingle will play. So here, this should not be true. And then it'll create a Park and Panic music object again to start playing the old music once again. He made the jingle bell. No! Mathew Kirkegaard made the jingle bell. I just put it in. Antonio, I have to tell you, I have to be careful at the game events now. I'm like, I'm doing, there's always 1 or 2 bad dad puns every time I go. So I got to tone it back for the crowd. Like they'll groan and kind of laugh, but they are not also making puns. Var loop jingle equals false. There we go. That should fix it. We're misunderstood, yeah. I'll grow an ear sometimes, but I appreciate them. Okay. So, how cold is it where you are these days, Antonio? Make me appreciate not being too cold here, or make me not complain about the cold. Oscar, I hope you're all ready for Christmas over there, if you celebrate Christmas or the holidays. Let's bump this up a number so I don't get confused the update. Oh yeah, Stars X Zodiac had a level update. Yeah, mini update. Okay, well that music loop is fixed. Well now, well we're assuming it's fixed. I think that's a simple enough one where, and it'll be an obvious later. Like normally it's good to check and not assume. Okay. Man. Okay, so one thing I want to do is stun stars so you know it's hurt and smoke. And probably play with the speeds more. 20, oh, minus 24, that's really cold. I consider anything below minus 10 like a danger zone for my hands. Yeah, minus 24, that's among some of the worst I had at the cabin, where it'd be like minus 24, minus 20 at the warm part of the day, and minus 35 at night one time. But now with wacky weather, you never know. Oscar, so lots of games announced the Game Awards. I'd say I didn't watch it. I saw like a little bit of it. I think I unfortunately saw it right after Bradley the Badger by David Soliani from Mario and Rabbids. That guy who made the designer for Mario and Rabbids, who's his new game. That would be the number one announcement for me. Jonathan Blow's game had a trailer. It's like apparently over 500 hours with essentially 4 puzzle games slammed into one world. It doesn't look good, but I'm hoping the gameplay is great. Okay, well, let's do stun stars and start smoking. And then if I have time, speed changes to be a bit more exciting. Oh, yeah. I have not played Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I do hear a lot of good things about it, but it's kind of like a super indie game. They're more like a double A game. So I wasn't as enticed to play it. Like I should probably see it at some point and try a bit. But there are a lot of other smaller indie games that I want to try right now. No, good for them for winning. Let's write a funny note. When there's a problem, check. So this is what we're going to be doing. When there's a problem, check inheritance. Okay, I'll have to go and hear the Game Awards music medley. They did have the actual voice actor for Pauline there, didn't they? Yeah. And Expedition 33 is inspired by Persona and even Final Fantasy games, created by a former Ubisoft employee. Yep. No, that's good. Hopefully it helps her get more roles later. All right. Okay. Solely focused on stun stars right now. Which I did put some of the code in. We'll basically have to see why they don't work. Or do I just have to create an object that makes them? And that'll be very easy to add to any player at any time. The funny thing about the stun stars is that I made it a long time ago. And I think to do it again would be very hard. Like I've improved in some things, but the way it's kind of tuned and set up, like I couldn't just recreate that. It would take, I don't know, take half a day, like, and it's not that much code. It's just, well, I guess I'd have them spinning around. The flashing is another alternate timer. And the sound effect of the time, okay, it's like a small hertz sound that repeats. All right, I'm gonna guess. Oh, draw. I need these two variables to go on. That'll be the key. That's probably all I have to do. All right. I might put my notes down lower. It's not so entertaining for people to see them, I suppose. I'll come back to them later. Okay. So we have to go where it's hurt. Oh, I didn't set this. Probably I could put this in a different place, but I'll keep it here for now. It's the only place I'm going to where I hurt the boss. This might also happen when it jumps and like flops down and the tires are kind of like stuck out. I'll show you that tire now. It'll be a bit more, make a bit more sense. Yeah. Here, I just turned it sideways, so I'm gonna try at one point to see maybe you're like jump, jump, splat. And the bottom of the truck be on the ground, you kind of drag it. Maybe sparks could come out, but it still would be easy to drag. That's one thing about drawing the fancy tires last if I choose to. I'd like to get all the gameplay in first. One wild... Well, not Breath of the Wild. Ha ha oh. No. Wild prediction. Well, it's not that MMO game is like Animal Crossing based because they're doing something else for Animal Crossing. Let's see, they're gonna have that Fire Emblem. Like, you can do an obvious prediction, such as like they're ahead on making a new Mario game, and it'll be a Mario Galaxy 3 when the movie comes out. That's not too wild. Carpoon coming to Nintendo Switch 2, Pragmata. Or Capcom. Capcom is bringing Switch 2 Pragmata. Yeah. Luigi's Mansion. You can kind of assume probably they're always making one of those. I think it'd be a safe bet to do a new one with a... And then next level can work on something else after. Like, I would assume we get some sort of Zelda port again instead of a fresh Zelda, unless it's like a smaller scale Zelda. We have a general idea of what's coming the first half of the year, like Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem. You can assume they're working on Mario Kart DLC. Like, probably there's going to be that Kid Icarus remaster. Man, that's tough. Because do they want to just create, like, bring their whole library in a new, like, Switch 2 form? Or are they going to do stuff like Drag X Drive, but on a smaller scale and release it? Yeah, Rhythm Heaven, Tomodachi. Yeah, so we kind of know the first half of the year. It's going to be the second half. Yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Big, big Pokemon game. Yeah, make tons of money, even though they should take more time and do something else. I'm at a loss. I don't want to just make wild predictions and hurt myself later. I suppose Rhythm Heaven and Splatoon would be like the one and two things I'm most interested in. And you don't really need a Switch 2 for that. I feel like it's going to be... Well, if we go on the Kid and Krista way of thinking, it'll be another game for the hardcore audience, even though they have Animal Crossing coming. It might not be some sort of game to reach out to more players just yet. Oh yeah, thank you, Oscar. You basically, yeah, that fills out a lot for the first half of their schedule. And of course, no Mario Galaxy 3. Oh, no, that could be a winter game. Potentially. Yeah, Mario Tennis Fever. That'd be interesting to get into Mario Tennis this time. There's no shortage of games, but then there's no. I think they're just holding on to any big games they have to announce, like within 4 months when it's coming out. Yeah, if they have space for it. That's like Metroid Prime Remaster. They just held on that forever. I think they really tried to, like, we know they're kind of like pumping the brakes on Switch development towards the end, so they were trying to uh, be ready for the Switch 2's launch. Yeah, a rare moment of knowing a lot. We know a lot of little ones, we just don't know a lot of big ones. So yeah, Virtual Boy is what I'm excited for to play Wario. Need to get my goggles though. Okay. We need to see how long the stun time is. Okay, normally it's about 5 seconds. All right. Oh, got a wild prediction coming in. What is it? I'm gonna get coffee while this is compiling. This is a meaty, wild prediction. It requires lots of typing and reasoning. The stars show up, just not in the right place. A second screen to enjoy DS and 3DS on NSO. Oh, that could be more in the middle of the lifespan of it. I think you only get one system a year, but that would be pretty cool. Like, that's thinking like huge, big picture. I thought camera on top, but it's kind of a dongle. A second screen, I think everyone would go nuts at that. Now, do you split the audience and having some Switch 2 games support that camera? I don't know. I would hope it's not just, back support for that. I think that'd be pretty fun though. But I want I think more. I think you have to put more time in between people buying it and when it comes out. Um, just because of inflation and stuff these days. Oh, yeah, that's still a lot of Pokemon stuff. Yeah, thank you, Oscar. Okay. So the height of the stars is off. Maybe we're kind of drawing them at the end. So we just got to add the height to them. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh yeah, we don't. Let's put that here. That should help. Is it an anniversary for Pokemon this year? Is it like 30 years? Well, they have something all the time, so. Okay. I'll open GameMaker Live so I can change stuff on the fly if I have to. $30 for Super Mario 64. It's so funny that Pokemon and Super Mario 64 are at the same time. Argue which one was more important. I know which one was more important to me personally, but. Okay, trying to get GameMaker Live somewhere buried in here. See, for me, 40th anniversary of Legend of Zelda is great, but it'd be neat kind of if they brought back the original game in some way or expanded on it, but I'm perfectly fine with them taking their time and working on a new one in the series. They did do Zelda Maker though for it. That would be fun. I'm sure there's lots of hacky ways to just make your own Zelda dungeon so that you can do right now. It's like, look, guys, we finally made a Zelda 1 roguelike, uh, which we all know works because of Binding of Isaac. I'd play it, though. Let's take a look at this, and if not, I should be able to edit this on the fly. We can make the stun time really long. Creation of the wild. Well, then that gets into the sages almost. Because I think it was an Ocarina of Time that kind of talked about the creation of the world, or I think it could have been Locking Gan in a way. It's been a while since I played Ocarina of Time. Okay, get this showing. Okay, let's see if stars work. Get some feedback to the player. Sometimes do, of course, multiple feedbacks is good. The wild era is now a sandbox for you to design. No, too many sand memories from Metroid Prime 4. No sandbox terms. No more sand. Like, admittedly, what was it, Gerudo Valley in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, where you were latching onto a creature and surfing? That was a lot cooler. Okay, stars work. I wonder if the time being way bigger, yeah, I think the time screwed them up. We'll keep it at 5. They still have to be a bit higher. I don't know, let's go minus 60. We'll see. Yeah, like imagine if Samus was latching onto some of those creatures in the sand. That'd be pretty cool. A little bit higher still. Maybe I was right at 80. Let's see if this working. If it's working, I'll go 180. So they're kind of, it's definitely working. I don't think it's good to be modifying it on the fly. Oh, I know it. A sad miss. I just realized something about the ending. Metroid. I guess it's I don't want to say more though. I'll be here all night in the sand. There should have been quicksand. That would have made the sandy area more interesting. Or enemies lurking in there, pulling you in. You could have some sort of little dungeon to get out of it after. Maybe later you get with the grappling hook you could get out. Sadness. Okay, that one when he's jumping, it doesn't... I think I wanted to change it so it was a certain height you can't hurt him. Is he invincible all of a sudden? I think something happens where he's not being hurt. I'll check. There could be an error that happened. Okay. One thing about Metroid Prime 4 is that they cut a bunch of the NPC dialogue out for some of their backstory. Apparently there's like a video with about 30 minutes of it going around. So what I found tolerable for the most part towards the rest of the game, it could have been a lot more. So I guess it was probably a good decision they cut it out. They're kind of getting stuck sometimes, which is weird. That worked. Okay, maybe they're not... Probably I should make it so if you have no time left, it doesn't draw them. Say its stun time is less than equal to 0 because it goes to -1. We'll turn it off. I could do this in the alarm, but it'll be easier to keep track of it here. I think that'll be fine. Oh, they almost have to scale as it's going up too. I've never had any other character jump up so high with stun stars. Ah, I'm still doing it. That stickiness is something I worry about. You probably can't jump. It won't be a problem later on. You can't jump right away there because it pushes the players back before they even started. The surfboards are still a placeholder. I had to draw spikes. Okay. It works sometimes. It's like it's not working the very first time. I'll see that one more time to verify. Okay. Oh, easy solution. If he's stunned, he can't jump, but... Yeah, it's funny. He just got stuck there for a moment. Uh-oh. So he's dead. I'm assuming, but... Oh, yeah, it didn't... Anyway. So it crashed because it couldn't find the timer. So we'll have to check if the timer exists. Could be something about doing the draw event, trying to do it after deleting some of the stuff, like its timer. I might also not have to delete that there. Yeah, so just to have extra timers, I made it so an object or alarms could have it access to this here because they're all used up on enemy car. So it's not doing anything. That's good. We'll do this so we don't accidentally use it elsewhere. Although this is assuming I'm only using it for the monster truck. If I use it in other places, then it doesn't matter so much. Okay, let's take one more look at the code, see why the stars might stop. Let's just do this in case that is part of the issue when the timer is supposed to be done. For notes, I'll say, oh, this is done. Okay, so sometimes they stop. But we will try. I kind of want to get the the smoke going first. We'll try smoke, then the speed changes. It could even be on fire on the third hit. Let's change the health from 400 to 300. That'll make it 3 hits. Health, where are you? I'm starting to freeze. I'm going to turn on the heat. I got a neat foot pad. That's a heater too. That works sometimes. Not a huge boost in the Steam sale so far, but a little bit. I'm hoping the boss helps, and I'll probably have to promote it some way, like maybe creating TikToks. Got one for my eye called an iPad. It is warm. I'm betting it's warm. You could put it on you. Oh yeah, back to the Game Awards. Of course, there was a Mega Man announced, and people are like, "It's been a long time since there's been a Mega Man." And it's like, has it? I guess I'm just used to other franchises where there's no hope, but I think I checked and it was around 2017, 2018 when the last one came out. So by the time the next one comes out, it'll be 9 years, but that's the way it goes. So smoke, the volcanoes, they have easy smoke particles. I'll write a quick note too. I want to fix the lava ball shadow eventually. Sometimes it overshoots to where it's going. When people don't complain about it, though, it's never like a big deal. So sometimes it's like, make it a game thing that bugs me, but if it doesn't bug other people, well, just wait and keep it in the back of my mind. Okay. Let us go to the volcano level. probably this. Yeah, I want to go to B. Because Volcanoes is the original that I then abandoned to make this one, and then I went back to finish it. 2 different rooms for this level. Even though they look the exact same, they're different. Yeah, that's the thing. It's more exciting with the teaser, and that's one. Like, I appreciate that they show the gameplay. Like, I would have been more excited if it was pixel art. It takes a lot more with 3D gameplay on a 2D game to get me exciting. Like, it would have to be a lot faster, but maybe a faster Mega Man doesn't work. Well, if it was pixel art, probably could be, same Mega Man pace, and I'd be like, whoa, and really into it. Who knows, though? They could be holding something back for later. It is, 2 years off? Unless it's early 2027. So we'll find out here if I'm creating particles for the volcano, or if this was back when I was just creating sprites. Oh no, it's particle system, okay. I think too the lava balls have pretty good particles. But I could also just create new particles pretty easily now that GameMaker has a particle editor. But you know what? I'm going to try the lazy way. Just put these in. Now these ones I split up. I haven't done that in the monster truck yet because it's kind of easier to read it in full screen, although it's harder to jump through places. Like you can use regions and hide things, but then you'll never see it again. Or at least I don't. Man, do I... It's tempting to add a particle object because then all the particles are just in that object and I don't have to do anything. Yeah, Sakurai's Mega Man was perhaps the most loving tribute to Mega Man in 3D. So we got spoiled on that one. Just combined with the sounds and how it moves, it was perfect. Probably stuff like that shows why other game companies feel secure in having their characters in Smash. Yeah, he nailed it. Just have Sakurai make Mega Man. He's not busy, right? He had... What's his name? He had the bald guy that made Bayonetta at his dinner. Like, that guy's at Capcom again. They could work something out. But as we know, he works mostly with Bandai Namco. Although the Air Riders team is supposed to be disbanding, so does that mean he has to build a new team from the ground up for a different project? Maybe. I would think that takes a lot of time to do. Yeah, oh, no, I meant, yeah, he is working at Onokami, but he's working with Capcom, and I just meant that Sakurai obviously talks to him, so it would be like an extra easy inside edge, even though he doesn't need it to be talking to Capcom if he wanted to work on a Mega Man. I regret not going up to that guy at Bit Summit 2 years ago. But I know... I think I knew English bugs him. And I didn't know much Japanese, and even now I'd struggle. So that's kind of why I didn't. He would block me in real life. Yeah, we'll create a smoke particle object. It'll be easier to deal with. Now, did I do that for the lava balls? Maybe. It's like, did I do that already and forgot about it? Probably not. He likes carbonara. How is that like a type of pasta? How is that an in? Oh, story time for King Krista. Okay. Okay, I see. So that's Sakurai likes carbonara? It's funny how they have endless stories. Or they're just telling the same ones again. Like they're probably creating new ones, but I guess that's neat for them. That's one perk of working in the industry for a long time. Camia, yes. Thank you for his name too. Yeah. He was talking recently on his own channel about, the feeling when the Bayonetta voice actor was kind of like saying Platinum was cheap and how everyone just kind of like turned against him and Platinum, what that was like at the time. Yeah, it doesn't sound fun. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. Hello, Brennan. We were talking about how you're right with the hover viola earlier in Metroid Prime 4. Hope you're doing well over there. All ready for the holidays. I added a Santa hat and Carpoon. All right, well, anyway, there's a ton of particle stuff. Let's create a particle object. As I slowly turn to a block of ice, even with the heater on. Oh, yeah. That's tough if you have to do laundry at a laundromat. Now, I was in a building one time where there's no laundry in the unit, or there kind of was, but it wasn't loud, so we would use the laundry downstairs. And it's like, you're kind of like locked into doing it, and it's very hard to do after work. You kind of have to do it on the weekend. So I guess it's good you're not doing it on the weekend. Oh, smoke particles. But yeah, just working on the monster truck boss right now in Carpoon. Might not need that or the draw event. We'll see. Tonight I have an end of the year game. I don't know. I think it's like game developers, but it's just people who make games. Sort of dinner that I get to go to. That should be fun. So it could go from black to red. have to destroy these when it's done. Yeah, maybe someone has one and they're just not telling anybody, so nobody comes and uses it. But then it's like, you seem to have some pretty fresh laundry over there. Where'd you get that from? Oh, nowhere. In my family's cabin, I think my parents, they got a tiny portable washing machine, so they didn't have to go into town if they're there for a long time to do laundry. Yeah, Mr. Popular. Okay. I probably have to make it run, but we'll see. Alrighty, smoke particles, and we'll create them. We won't even make the monster truck move them. We'll just have them follow the monster truck. We'll have them go right from the beginning right now for testing, so it's quicker. Probably have to. Its depth will have to be above it. Otherwise, the smoke will be coming from behind it the whole time. You kind of know it's around there. An arbitrary number. That'll have to change later. Depth. Yeah, so Brandon, I'm trying to finish the monster truck before the end of the year, and ideally, like during the Steam winter sale, I can release it. But maybe easier said than done. Maybe it won't be quite as good. That's what I want, but I guess there's only so much time for everything based off what return it might have. So minus depth is better. So I'll go in front of it. It could probably just be, I don't know, it could probably be 5. I don't know if we have to draw these. We'll add this code. Like I might have to create more particles all the time. I feel if you create a draw event and you don't do draw self, like it won't draw anything. If you don't create a draw event, it'll draw itself without writing that. And here we'll just say if you don't exist, if it doesn't exist, this can also not exist. But I'll likely add a timer to let the particles go away. Let's do that now. Let's just get it done with. 5 seconds, they'll delete. I will predict they do not show up and need updating in the step event. To quote a famous quote, a delayed monster truck update is eventually good, but a rushed monster truck update will make someone run out of gas faster. Reggie Fils-Aimé. So he was the one that originally had that quote. Fascinating. Well, it's the same thing with the Santa hat yesterday. It's like, well, let's get one in. I can't necessarily do it perfectly like what I want, but it's there. Kind of small, but it's there. Oh no! Okay, I didn't add in follow object.height. So now that should be right. One small disadvantage of splitting it off is that you have to refer to everything longer. Like with calling the object itself, then their variable. You can use with, but I think using with isn't ideal because you're essentially hopping into the other object's code mid-cycle. Can you replace the smoke with a snowflake design when wearing the Santa hat? That would be smart for exhaust. My ideal, like in a perfect world, I would have had more time to do Christmas lights on the harpoon line. And then when it's cut, you could be putting Christmas lights everywhere. That was my idea. But snowflakes would also be a nice touch. I would say changing the exhaust is probably easier. So I'll think about it. I might draw it after. I always thought adding weather effects would be cool and day and night. But apparently players can kind of tell when you just do that instead of making new levels. Excuse me. Put the idea on ice. Oh! An ice level, though, with spinning would be cool. Okay, he's not smoking. As predicted, we have to do update code. And the stars kind of stopped again. All right, let's copy that code over. And I think that'll do enough for it. This. So they do turn red at the beginning. That's something I can fiddle with later on. Let's just get them showing up. And we'll go to the destroy event of the volcano. And we'll get that in right now so the particles delete themselves after they're done. I did that in the wrong place. Oh no. That was weird. Too many objects being destroyed. This is where it's being destroyed again and the timer doesn't exist. Let's take a look. Probably not going to delete the timer anymore. Or I'll delay the timer being deleted by a few seconds. That's probably the easier way to do it. Okay, step event. I'll make it the very last one. Okay. Compiling again. Let's see if it doesn't crash. Oh no. Oh yeah, because I've copied it from the volcano. Thank you for dropping by, Antonio. Good luck. Hope your work stuff is taken care of soon so you can have a break during the holidays. Yeah, sometimes I'd like to plan more in advance and I kind of know what to aim for, but you never know, like, if work might come up to take care of. Oh, you still watch? Yeah. No, thank you for dropping by. Yeah, I do hope for a playing games one next time. But I guess too with the channel being mostly about game development, it's what might do better. Okay, we want to get rid of the post. There's something called post here. So this is bad. We just want their own Y. Yeah, thank you, Antonio. Smoke range. Okay, we got smoke range. Red percentage is dealt with. Initial smoke alpha. That's there. Lifespan, mini and max. Okay. That looks better to me. I could be 100% wrong. Yeah, and I might also program that puzzle game at some point. X Zodiac had that new level today. But that was actually hard to get to. Last time I actually couldn't get that far. X Zodiac being the Star Fox 1 like. Oh, that's... I wonder if I can fix that. That scale... That's rare. It's weird when it happens. That's an interesting bug. Maybe I shouldn't worry about the hop. How did I even do that? So yeah, I was thinking if I did a Carpoon racing or something later on, I'd have to rebuild the code unless there's another language in which I definitely have to rebuild it. Like, would I want to go through that process of, well, it would be better to do it all over again. Like, the kind of thing I'd want to be doing a different project for a bit first before coming back to it. Okay, still not smoking, but there's no bug at least. Okay, this is with that alarm again. Oh, I referred to it by itself, I think, in here. Oh yeah, I still destroyed it. That's why. We'll do this just to be safe. I forgot to delete the code I was changing. I'm going to add a sprite to the smoke particles just to see if they're following along. Let's write down the other idea. When wearing the Santa hat, the exhaust is snowflakes. Back. Okay, the smoke's not showing, but why? Yeah, we'll put a laser glow for it. Oh, that's an object. Okay. Oh, maybe this is very important for drawing them. And Antonio, I hope you'll have some more time for drawing those latest few drawings are looking great. And while we're here, we'll take a quick look at that LB button scale. That seems to be fine on the other ones, but not on the shoes for some reason. One, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Once you got all your shopping and stuff done, you can relax with some drawing. Oh, I think I mentioned it, but I beat Metroid Prime 4 on the train. Maybe not the ideal place to do it, but it's when I had free time. Drawing on the train a little bit tougher. I did that during Inktober. Okay, it goes between 0 and 2.5. I don't... Something in the scale is changing to be huge. Maybe this delta multiplier, something's happening there. Okay, but mostly let's see if it doesn't crash and the particles are showing up. If that works, they can turn red on hit 2. Yeah, using the switch as intended. Switch 2, I'll say, is a lot smaller than a Steam Deck for bringing along. It's like a lot thinner, which is nicer as well. Pressing both triggers skips that. It's my secret hack. Otherwise, I'd be waiting a long time in menus. I'm sure that's still big, but my secret hack for the time becoming invisible is that I move it and I offset it by, like, let's say 1,000 pixels, and then I draw the sprite again so the physics object isn't there. It's kind of like behind the scenes game dev things just to make it work. Probably much like when they're making a movie, stuff you think is one thing. Let's say, like, I heard the fight scene in Mission Impossible with Henry Cavill in what would be like 2 movies ago or something. That bathroom was all made of foam, so it could be destroyed. Well, that's more promising. So if I think, okay, it's smoking now. It just probably I should copy a different smoke or make it happen more. Well, that's great. So the Drawing the glow might be good when it's hotter, but we don't need that right now. I'll leave this, well, I think it's quite possible nobody can see that. I'll leave it going around a bunch of time. I'll be back in 2 minutes. No, I'll do the BRB screen. BRB. Oh, there we go, back. Okay, so the monster truck is smoking. We kind of need more smoke than that, and it has to go higher. I think the follow-up position should be a bit higher too. And later, should it have exhaust? That's probably a good height. Maybe 10 more pixels, 20 more pixels. It's hard to see because it's black on black. It might change once it turns red. Now, if I can see how to change the number of particles here easily, probably the max lifespan can be a bit longer. That way we'll see them. Free roam mode. So how does free roam work in Kirby Air Riders? I am probably going to get that game for Christmas. I assume that's what you mean. After I will tell you my mode idea using what I have and adding a couple more things. It's like, I'm behind on the times. Help me. Okay, interconnected. So in single player, that would work. In multiplayer, I would need it so you agree to follow a person or one person has control. Every area is kind of in a different room. So you can definitely hop out of one room and load into another. Some things in Carpoon would break. I'm pretty sure it would need to be adjusted. My idea, what might make the most sense is to put like a surfing mini game between Park and Panic and the Volcano Island. So you could surf to it. And then on the Volcano Island, you can rappel down the volcano, was it calendar or something? Or whatever the center and go to the autoworks. Yeah, so that was my idea, way to do like a single, it's not necessarily a single player, but a story mode campaign and connect it all together. Like it would be neat if there was more city to drive in. Like docks could get pretty close to the volcano level with a jump. Probably another easy way too is just to have alternate versions of the levels. Like at one point I had a city map that kind of had a choke point in the middle. That'd be one potentially quick way to do things. Oh yeah, so it's Dispatch the Marvel game, I believe, but that's a fairly popular one right now. Phasmophobia, content warning, all coming to the eShop. Yeah, that'll be good games to play with friends. Carpoon World. No, Brandon, I was just considering could do like a story mode campaign for Carpoon, but yeah, indie games. To have like maybe a couple bonus games, a couple more bosses. I don't know about chatting between the cars or a story, but could be a fun way to like add a bit more to the game. Well, next year too, probably you would assume Mina the Hollower will come out next year. Okay, probably I have to quit to see. Okay, the smoke's lasting longer, but it's not going up. It's kind of going sideways. Ryan Carsling. Yeah. I think that's on my main computer still if I set it up, but that was hilarious. Ryan Carsling. Okay, so here the direction. Orientation doesn't matter so much. We want the direction to go up. What will up be? Maybe 0? It's kind of close to 0. Let's just try 0 and see what happens. I think the life can still be more. The life can be like 1. Oh, the minimum is low. That's why. The speed can be a bit quicker. We'll try 4. And then the number of particles, that might be here. Yeah, here's the number. This is once again easier in the editor, but with the number of changes I did, it's better off just adjusting here. Although if it takes too long, I'll consider going to the editor. That should be twice as many particles. Okay. It looks pretty funny when it jumps, but that at that angle it looks good. Okay, they need to go up. Negative 180. You want to add some variation into it, but we'll see. See how it goes. I feel like it's just going to the left now. Okay, negative 90. What always gets confusing in this is that it flips. Like imagine just going like that for the physics way of doing things and the sprite way of doing things. Okay. Okay, that's going down now. So it is just regular 90. Great. We'll go 70 to 110. We'll make the speed more so we know very quickly what's happening. I think the area is too wide that it can create them. That might be in here. So this is way too much smoke right now. We'll have to... I'll probably create a particle system and see what's done to expand the range. That has to be tighter. The speed's almost not bad though. It's a little fast, but it makes it seem angrier. And even though I haven't adjusted how fast it's moving, it seems like it's moving faster. I don't want it to drop surfboards through the center anymore. Having the glowing eyes with like little red light trails here would look neat. Oh yeah, you probably couldn't see any of that. Gotta keep OBS on to flip through it. Yeah, I think next well, we might try a trail for the eyes later. I should get some of the gameplay in, but we'll have it turn red in phase 2. Like if we go to Volcarnage Island with 2 players, we'll get a better look at this. What happens or what can happen. Where I think the red percentage changes when it gets closer to releasing a car. So you see, once I go up top, okay. They're starting, one's getting darker. And it's really black. Didn't turn red. Oh, well, okay, well that one's red. I might have to look at the lava ball more. I think the lava ball goes from red to black. Also, there's more variance on the size. Oh yeah, the hats save every round though. Before Scarlet wouldn't save each round. That now saves, so you don't have to do it every time. That was me going, fine, I'll finally go into the settings and have it load properly. It wasn't too bad. I kind of finally figured out a decent way to do it, but it's not the most fun. I'm gonna have to change that to show the alarm timer for the stars to figure out later why they're just stopping. Okay. Let's take a quick look right now if we can get it. I think the lava ball does a trick where, okay, this crater thing spawns, but the lava ball passes on its particles to it. I think it looked smoother that way, or is one less particle system to have around. I almost forgot. Because I'm like, why is it? It's like, it's not drawing the particles. Something's got to be a problem. Okay, so here I create another color that it can become. Maybe this will show to you the area that it's in, so it's less wide. Okay, here we'll just copy this over. We'll find out where this is. I don't think that matters. I think let's see what this does. I think it just changes it to black over time. No, I don't want to download it now during my stream. So there is an option to do color 1, color 2, color 3. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I could just go C red, C black. This is kind of like a dark red. And this is kind of like making gray. We'll just try that. Let's see how it looks. I can't see anything. I'm blind. I probably broke the particles. It's probably an error I can't see right now. Oh dear. I changed it for the lava ball. No. Whoops. I was in the wrong area. No, wait, no, wait. Lava balls may now be broken. Let's double check lava ball. Okay. Oh, there we go. Not quite red enough. Like it could be that at the first phase. We probably need 3 colors to think it has to be more red. Like the color. Let's see what happens if we do this. It's perhaps too red, but if only it could be brighter. Like I think there's a way to change the opacity and how it's drawn. Like if we were to go like draw, blend, draw set blend mode. We can change it to adding. This is bad to do a lot. Ideally, you want to do it all at the same time for everything that has that type of effect. I think there's a way to do that with the particles, because that's kind of like what I'd want to do more for the eyes. Probably can't see this. Let's see. But it doesn't get dark at the end. That's the problem. Maybe color one. Let's check that this first color is red, and then I'll adjust it accordingly. Maybe I'll try yellow or orange to red, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, well, that's pretty red. Probably I'd have to do a different sprite, or how the sprite works. It's closer though. Let's decrease the speed by half. When it's moving up, the particles almost have to be faster. Because they all kind of just follow it there. That's kind of like with the harpoon when it changes. When you're moving, I add speed to it compared to when you're not moving. Because at first, when it was slower, you would catch up to the harpoon almost. Okay. Can try putting it out further too. Yeah, I want to make it clear that you are damaging it, so that's good. Let's find where the particle editor is, which is buried in here. So here we are. Oh, it's an emitter. Okay. So here is just a quick example one. Let's see if we can edit it and get a few tips how to make it look better. Like maybe I don't have to use that sprite anymore. I think it'll probably look better with this one. The cloud looks pretty good. Oh, hey, Antonio, there is a snowflake built into GameMaker already. Okay, let's see. Oh, would it go red to white to like I think it kind of looks better if it ends on black. And what if this is maybe a bit of orange? Doesn't have to be too bright. And I think the scale in game probably has to change. We want some wiggle. Yeah, that's too much wiggle. It's funny when you add gravity. It's basically what you have to do for a liquid. Okay, yeah, we were going a bit. Maybe that's too much. Well, the funny thing you can do, you can create more particles on death. Like if it's a particle that where it's going to fall and hit the ground, it could do something again. Oh, here it is, additive. There's your fire. You can't see the black particles though. We can see if there's an option for that. So once it's in the very last one, it becomes additive. Scale wiggle. I think there's a scale wiggle. 1, 2, 2. It almost looks too good for Carpoon. No, we don't want increment. Oh, that's good to know for the future. I think the lights could use that for when they're going along. We'll see how things are going. I kind of rather play with the speed today and do the lights some other time, but okay, well, let's see if we can get this one overdone. We'll save the old one though. Some of the other particles I do are just burst like that, but you have to create a ton at first. Probably, yeah, changing the color and additive will be fine. We have to copy the code up here. I'll probably do that. Okay, let's go back to the particle system, which is somewhere. I can probably duplicate this as an easy way. Thing is, when you duplicate something to make sure you're in the right one after, it's like I'm changing stuff, but nothing's happening. Oh yeah. Let's see what they give me here. All right. Okay. It's a little harder to read for me, but I could just not draw it. That would be another way to do it. I'm curious to see without a step event if it works or it only does like one tiny little poof and that's it. I'll have to load the monster truck again because that's in the create event. Okay, it keeps going. But it's not following the monster truck yet. That is an easy thing to do that we fixed earlier. Okay, where's the position? Here it is. Go X, Y. Oh, this region thing was a thing changing the size last time. Smoke range could have been 80. Let's see if this fixes it. Yeah. No, it's coming for me. Horrifying. If we have a Metal Gear Solid type ending, would he just melt if we avoided him long enough? Oh, and if the eyes got more red each phase too. I think I used to have something to make it be night, but I forget if that was just a layer I added over it. Let's see. I'll hide some of that text too. It's a bit distracting. That back wheel's going over it. I'm gonna have to probably figure out the depth of the wheels so that the truck is always in between them. I think it could be darker for this boss. It might look more menacing. Or just like look a little bit more special. It could take a bit more juice to do these particles. But I am streaming too. Probably destroying a million surfboards at once doesn't help. We'll see if killing it crashes the game or it works. Come on, get out of the way, surfboards. The jingle is not stopping once again. I thought we were over this. Jingle. Ah. Okay, here we go. Okay, so something about the that doesn't exist anymore because I commented it out. I have to destroy PS and P-type 1. I wonder if the music, if it's set to loop by default. Doesn't look like it. Oh, why do you... Let's change it to 0. Yeah, weird. Maybe it's playing back multiple times. See if it still exists. I might have deleted it, and it could be a different name. For the night effect. Nope. This is pretty much where we'll want it to burst out later. Like all these effects I can kind of copy. Oh, okay. I did a... I created like a night effect in this. Probably easier to copy it over. Stormy night, you could add probably GameMaker has particles to do that. It could be slower though. Like I make it dark. Stormy night, there'd be more puddles, which might have more spinning. I don't know, is there like a... There we go, it was a boxy night. It was a cloudy night. These are just built-in effects GameMaker has. Yeah, I've seen if that has a rain effect. I probably have to find... It was a super hot night. I'd have to find a rain effect. Or I'd have to make one. You can have wind and stuff. Anyway, let's see if we can make it dark. This is the hacky, easy way to do it. Maybe. The occasional thunder. I'm thinking now of Whizbig from Diddy Kong Racing and the first time you fight him. That was a pretty cool race. Like if you think about it, I can't think of many examples with thunder in a game. There's like Ocarina of Time and Whizbig. Maybe Conquer had a bit in the beginning. Like I only remember that era. Perhaps more memorable at those times. One problem, that might be drawing it over the text. But let us... So this blend is... Why is it true? Okay, that makes it additive. So we'll go false. And then if it's SHA-2, it'll be true. True for fire. And we'll just do it here. Follow object dot my health. I think it's my boss health. It's less than equal to 100. Could create it once his health is low, but we'll do this for now. Let's go back in and get a darker color for it first. So it looks like it goes on fire. Copy this so it's easier to find. Might be too much. Sometimes you want to be obvious though, because otherwise people miss things. We'll paste it and we'll copy it. Let's see if it's night and whatnot. And if the fire changes as the health goes down. I should paste some fire on the thumbnail later. For put fire on the boss. Button's hasn't acted up again so far. Setting it first time, that's good. Okay, it is darker again. You know, at first with Carpoon, I had kind of a purple gradient over it. That was the style at the time. Oh, it's low though. I'll have to check if that's just streaming or the particles. Also, the particles are showing up at first. I didn't want that. You got crushed just by hanging around there. What are you doing, monster truck? Okay, so it shouldn't be dark anymore, although it will probably be the end of the level. And the particles should not be there. Oh, I'm just, by the bonfire, by the crusher, just hanging around. So additive looks really cool, but it might be an expensive feature. I used to have F. I must have disabled it. Like, you probably have to go to debug mode to see it, yeah. I'd have to check the frame rate when it's not on. Yeah, that's not an emitter. I think that is just a smoke particle. The emitter was a variable in this case. Probably having other particle systems open in the browser don't help too. All right, so this, we will just say false on cleanup. We have to destroy. I thought we did end it when it was hurt. Maybe we didn't. Okay, once Probably something is broken there. Well, and a second one to delete it because I think alarm, the first one, might be being called a bunch of times and not getting to that point. And we don't want the particles to show up first. Like, are they just showing up without this? Let's see. And then after that, that may be it for today. It's been pretty productive morning so far. Yeah, with rain, I wouldn't want too many puddles there. I think that'd be annoying to the player to be spinning out all the time. It's going to be tough enough against the boss, I think. It'd be more menacing, though. Yeah, static. Okay, well, good to know. The particles are happening without drawing them. Okay, well, it ended, and it could be a slower transition. The main thing will be becoming night. Maybe the wave before it's a little darker, so it's not an instant transition. Jumped out over the sewer. See it again. Oh, no, I forgot to show. I keep having to switch to my notes. I'm sorry. So I don't notice. I remember most times, but if I switch my notes, then I forget to do that. Note to self, always set the monitor order first. It's a little too much there. It could be a few less particles. But when it's on fire, I think it's fine. So I could change the number of particles to 0 at first. I hate that one little gap where they get caught. Okay. That's phase 2 now, where he's on fire. And there we go. And ideally, he's going to stop and kind of line up with the player and then rip up a bunch of concrete and maybe do a jump. And later on, hopefully there'll be, I don't know, hopefully it'll be like 3 cars that drop down and he's going to hop on them. Let's see. I'm going to just try to make it 0 at first. I think by making this 0, it'll be fine. Then here, we'll make it show up. Oh, a monster truck arena would be cool. It's kind of like the scrapyard already, but I kind of want it just in here to minimize the amount of work. Like I had one idea at one point where it could, all the ground could crack under it after it's jumped a bunch of times and you fall into a lower area like a bowl. Maybe I'll keep that in mind for the single player. Yeah, could have a bunch of cheering cars in the arena. Okay, the smoke's not showing up now. Oh, well, I'll keep that in mind, Antonio. I'll sketch it out. I kind of wanted this to be in the same level, though, just something special that happened. But if I start using the boss again later, like an arena would make sense. He drove right through and got hurt. Okay. Oh. Oh. That's him trying to jump, but he can't. I think if I change the number of particles to 0, it might be better. I don't like that transition where it just ends. Let's see it one more time. The sky, it doesn't have to be black too. It could be purple. I wonder if I can change that right now. Okay, well, it's black here. I'd have to change the color. Yeah, I can probably change the blend. Probably doesn't change black. It usually only changes light colors. This will look weird. Monster Truck Arena. That might be fun and like for players if there's a jump in the middle to go over. But then it also points out how there's not true 3D yet. Get out of there! I'll have to put code in so it drives away from there at first. Okay, so these particles just show up over the truck. Can I do that right now? Right now! Let's do a huge number to see if that helps. Maybe there's a different depth order to it. I'll have to look into that. It was working before. So that's... I don't know, just minus 10,000, some huge number. Nope, that's not... Darn. Oh well. Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay. It's on fire now. Oh, it's light. Yeah. The fire looked okay there when it was dissipating. Okay, so yeah, now probably back to the gameplay and stuff for a bit. But I think I'll have lunch and stuff. Thank you so much, Antonio, and for everyone coming by. Hopefully I get this boss done in 1 week. Oh, you can say the update first. I'll go back to it. I'll play it one more time. Why not? Then I'll end the stream for lunch. I don't know if people know about honking, but I can put that down as a neat bonus. Would it honk, or are you talking the players can honk and it might startle the monster truck briefly? Like, I could probably just make a video or a quick tip about it instead of letting people find it. Oh, it honks. I imagine something like the horn from Tropical Freeze, like the European horn, basically. It just pushes people back, or like a train horn. I'll keep that in mind. It would be funny. Like if everyone gets too close to it, I was thinking it spins around, but if it's not the right time, it could honk and it knocks off all the players. So that would be a good idea to tie it together. Yeah, thank you. Because I don't want you to be able to just harpoon the monster truck all the time. Yeah. Yeah, good idea, Antonio. Whoa. I think there's an easy effect for the eyes too, where I can just draw over them with a glow. But I might have to, I might have to like duplicate the sprite and keep the same position. Yeah, he needs more time in between, and he needs to get out of there. I don't know. I was thinking of making it run off the sides, but it might be enough. Like I thought it'd be funny if he like ran away and came back, but we'll see. Oh, if he went in the sewer geyser, would he put out the fire and gain his health back? That'd be kind of evil. There were a couple of bosses that I think try to get health back. I believe the lava one with the hover bike guy did. No, thank you, Antonio. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, like a neat twist on the boss, like something unexpected. Well, good. Have a great holiday break over there soon, and thank you everyone for the support. Carpoon 50% off right now. No time there. It becomes a demon. It becomes a ghost. It becomes like Metroid Prime after it's been destroyed. It's just a ghost going around. You have to figure out how to harpoon a ghost. Then you get the vacuum harpoon and a mansion. It's easy. And there's like a garage in the mansion with all the cars. A cape. I haven't seen that movie yet. Spoilers. There's K-pop in the K-pop movie. Another one I have to catch up on. Maybe this winter break I will. Although I will be seeing Avatar Zootopia 2 soon. Okay. Well, have a good evening over there, Antonio. And thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you.